Hi class, what I want to do in this video is walk you through a problem from section 9.1 related to statistics, talking about something called the coin flip method. And what we do is we use this coin flip method to ask embarrassing questions of people that they might not answer honestly. Okay, so let me give you an example. Suppose you ask 100 students, okay, so you have 100 students in a class, to answer the following question. Have you ever cheated on a test? Okay, so here's the question. Have you ever cheated on a test? Now, if you ask this just to a person, they might not answer honestly. So here's what you do. You do this anonymously with the students, okay? So you give them a coin and you say, look, flip the coin, and I'm not going to look at the coin, and you have to answer the following way. Okay, so the student flips the coin. If they see a head on the coin, they have to answer yes no matter what. So even if they've never cheated on a test and they flip the coin and they see heads, they have to answer yes. Okay, and if they flip the coin and they see tails, what the student does is they have to answer the question honestly. They have to say, yes, I was a cheater, no, I wasn't a cheater. Okay, so when the student flips the coin, you, as the person asking the question, don't get to see their answer. You just have to assume that the student will see the coin and answer as you've told them. Okay, so you use this one coin method that I've just described to you, where they flip a coin, and if it's heads, no matter if they've cheated or not, they answer yes. And if it's tails, they have to answer honestly. Okay, so what happens is that you do this experiment and you see that 70 people answered yes. Okay. So now what you have to do is, out of the 100 students, you have to estimate how many students in the group have ever cheated. Okay, so you don't know how many students have ever cheated. Okay. Well, there's two ways you can approach this. Okay, and I'll show you. One way is to say there are H non-cheaters in the group. Okay, so there are H people who have never been a cheater. All right. So the only no's that you will see, the only people who answer no, I have never been a cheater, will come from these H people when they flip tails. Okay? So you have to ask yourself this. If we flip a coin 100 times, how many times would we expect to see tails? Well, we would expect to flip tails about half the time. So we would expect to flip tails 50 times out of the 100. Okay? So what we see here is there's two ways to look at that. We see that 30 people said no, I was not a cheater, okay, because they answered honestly. So there's 30 no's, all right? And then of these 50 people, okay, 20 of these we would expect out of the 50 tails that would have come up, okay? Because remember, we would expect 50 heads out of the 100, so there's going to be 50 yeses no matter what. So that means 20 of the yeses that remain came from the 50 remaining tails. So here's the thing. Since half of the H people, the non-cheaters, we see will flip tails, you could do it this way. So half of them divided by 2 should be 30. Or another way to see this is half of the people who actually cheated, okay, should be the 20. So if you set it up this way, okay, solving this, remember these are the non-cheaters, okay? H divided by 2 is equal to 30. Solving this for H, you get H is equal to 60 out of the 100 people, which means if 60 of the people were non-cheaters, it means that 40 of the 100 people were cheaters. Here's another way to do it, okay? 70 people answered yes, I did cheat on an exam, all right? Since we know half the people should answer yes no matter what, that means only 20 of these answers came honestly, okay? Which means 20 of 50 people were cheaters. Multiplying that by 2, the 20 cheaters, it means there are now 40 cheaters in the class. You get the same answer either way you approach it. So your Mindscape, some of your Mindscapes this week talk about the one coin method. This is how you approach the one coin method.